What are your views on clarifying sex in the Equality Act as called for by Sex Matters and 100,000 people who've signed the petition?
So I think it's really important that there is clarity around particularly what service providers understand of the law. We've been seeking to try and ensure that, especially around the availability of single-sex services where they're required. There has, of course, also been the For Women Scotland case that's ongoing, and that is specifically about these issues related to the definition of sex within the Equality Act. So I know that colleagues will understand I can't go into that in detail.
You'll also be familiar with the settlement reached last month between Eleanor Francis and two government departments. So it's no longer an ongoing case. She was forced out of her career in the civil service because of her gender-critical views. These departments, having spent six-figure sums of taxpayers' money to resolve the case, are now overhauling their policies to ensure that they're lawful. So what steps is your department taking to ensure that lessons are learned from these cases and ensure that no more taxpayers' money is wasted to defend unlawful policies?
There is now case law making clear that belief is a protected characteristic, as we know, again, going back to that Equality Act that was produced by the previous Labour government. So I think that, obviously as a new government, we want to make sure also that taxpayers' money is protected, and that's going to be very important.
Have you or any of the other ministers, possibly Bridget, engaged with the sex equality and equity networks across the civil service, the SEEN groups?
I'm not completely sure what comes under that definition.
I'm not aware that I have, but I'm happy to check and come back on that point.
Obviously, there's no way we can comment on current cases, but you'll be aware of the case, the tribunal involving nurse Sandy Peggy. And cases like that, including the Darlington nurses case. Do you agree that they've got important implications for the operation of single-sex exemptions in the Equality Act with regards to women's privacy and dignity in the workplace?
Of course, the case that was mentioned is one that is currently within the court, so it wouldn't be appropriate for me to comment on it furthermore.